Shooting stars. Shooting stars are one of the most romantic things that can happen in nature. If you see a shooting star, you might want to make a wish on it. On the 31st of August 2021 around 11:23 p.m., I saw a shooting star. It was the most magical thing I had seen in this universe, and trust me, I have seen a lot. I know you are here because you probably saw one or you're just curious. Though there have been a lot of misconceptions about shooting stars, this video will provide you with valuable and trustworthy information about shooting stars. What is a shooting star? A shooting star is a very bright trailing star that disappears as soon as you see it. When they enter our atmosphere and reality, they heat up and glow brightly as they burn up in a flash. Shooting stars are usually traveling at speeds of up to 100,000 kilometers per hour, which is about 200 times faster than the world's fastest race car. The heat generated by the friction of the atmosphere causes them to glow brightly as they disintegrate, burn. My personal experience seeing a shooting star. On the 31st of August 2021 around 11:23 p.m., I saw a shooting star. It was the most magical thing I had seen in this universe. If you read through my previous blog posts and videos, I try to avoid speaking in first-person pronouns, and focus more on the needs of the reader. While I'm still taking your needs into consideration, I will dedicate this part of the blog post to my personal experience. I noticed there are lots of misconceptions about shooting stars all over the internet. If I hadn't seen one for myself, I would have been blindly misled just like everyone else. Experiencing the sight of a shooting star is something truly magical and a view to behold. I will focus more on the synchronicities and emotions attached to the experience. At the beginning of 2020, I went through a spiritual awakening which was like a year before I saw a shooting star. Ever since my awakening, it has been a journey of self-discovery, meditation, shadow work, and healing for me. When people narrate their experience of seeing a shooting star, they focus more on the spiritual benefits, which can include making a wish, not the fact that they might have experienced a meteorite. The same too can be said for my experience. It was more of a magical and spiritual moment at that present moment, and not the sight of a meteor. I can confidently tell you that a shooting star is not in any way the same as a meteorite. I was at the stage of my soul's evolution and spiritual journey, where a clear message from the divine and universe will have been very valuable, and my shooting star experience was one I had least expected, but one I definitely will remember for the rest of my life. Imagine how it feels going through a dark night of the soul on your spiritual journey, and suddenly unconsciously I looked to the heavens. At that exact dire moment, just above my head and directly above the roof of my house, I saw the trail of a very bright blue light speed across the sky from my left view towards my right view. The moment my eyes finally caught up to the speed, I literally saw a star disintegrate right before my very eyes. Wow! It took me a moment to actually process what I just witnessed. Boy oh boy, I just saw a shooting star. While I have had pretty amazing experiences on my spiritual journey, the shooting star was definitely exceptional. Another magical moment was the time an angel left a very pure white feather for me, which happened a few months before my shooting star experience. It was the night of a new moon, under the very dark cold night around 2 a.m. I went outside with my notebook and a little white candle that was almost exhausted to write my new moon intentions. I said my prayers and lit the small white candle, then I started writing my intentions in the notebook. Before I finished writing it all, my white candle burnt out and I just continued writing in the dark, hoping it will still work. Honestly, I was a bit scared and worried. I was worried because I couldn't see what I was writing. I felt like I was writing jargons in my notebook, and I was scared because I was alone in the dark outside and I could feel goosebumps all over my body. Normally I don't get scared in the dark, but it was dark and cold. I also felt a presence watching me. Never mind, I quickly finished and went back inside my house to sleep. A couple of hours later around sunrise, I went out normally to carry out my daily routines, and behold, I saw a very pure white feather on the same spot my candle burnt out where I was writing my intentions. It was the biggest white feather or any other type of feather I have seen in my life. Coincidence? I think not. Synchronicity? I think so. Since my experience with the angel and shooting star, my spiritual journey has catapulted me to massive heights I never imagined. But that's a story for another day. Anyways, back to the shooting stars. Misconceptions about shooting stars. 1. All my life, and based on other people's analogy of a shooting star, I always taught you will see a shooting star far up in the clouds and sky, probably the same distance as other stars, but that is not true. Misconception. I was standing on the balcony of my house and it was just right there, few centimeters above my head and roof. 2. Bring out your phone to record and take a picture. Lol. It will vanish before your own eyes finish seeing it. 3. Make a wish as soon as you see one. While this is true, before you can even say a word or know you're seeing a shooting star, it has already vanished. The ideal time to make your wish is the moment your brain just processed what you saw. 4. A shooting star is not a meteorite. I saw it move in a very fast horizontal motion, from my left view towards my right view, while a meteorite, according to scientists, falls down to Earth. Meteor definition. Meteors are pieces of space debris that fall through our atmosphere and burn up before they hit the ground. When they burn up, they leave behind what's called meteor dust, which is actually just tiny bits of rocks or metal. It is a piece of rock or metal that enters the Earth's atmosphere from outer space. The brightest meteors are called fireballs. The Earth's gravity pulls the meteors towards us at high speeds, about 40 kilometers per second, causing them to heat up and glow brightly as they crash through our atmosphere. Spiritual meaning of shooting stars. For the most part, shooting stars are a sign of good luck. They're a sign that you are being watched over and guided by those who care about you, and want nothing but the best for your future. Shooting stars are also a sign that you will be successful in your endeavors and achieve your goals. In some cases, shooting stars can predict romantic success as well. For example, if on a date with someone new you see a shooting star together, well then I guess you've got yourself something special there. If you see a shooting star, it's considered good luck. When a shooting star is visible, make your wish and then say, I made my wish. If there are no shooting stars in the sky when you're looking for them, don't give up hope, it'll come along eventually. If you see multiple shooting stars within a short period of time, consider yourself very lucky indeed. Wishing on a shooting star. 1. Make a wish. 2. Don't tell anyone your wish. 3. Keep your wish secret until it comes true. 4. A perfect time for wishing is when there are no clouds blocking your view of celestial bodies in orbit around our planet. Then again, if we were all out looking at the sky every day, we wouldn't have any time left for other things like work or schoolwork or chores. So maybe just do this whenever works best for you personally. 4. Maybe just try to get outside once every few months anyway. Takeaway: shooting stars are considered good luck. 1. Shooting stars are considered good luck. 2. They're a sign that you have been heard, and your wish will come true. 3. It's also a sign of being protected. 4. You are in alignment with the divine. 5. It's a sign of change and fertility. 6. It's a symbol of positivity. 7. More prosperity and success. 8. Some who left this physical world are with you. 9. It is a sign of victory over dark forces. 10. It brings answers to your prayers. Conclusion. Shooting stars are believed to be the most important symbol of good luck in many cultures. In fact, there are different cultures that have their own way of telling people about it. The meaning behind this phenomenon is still a mystery, but we do know that shooting stars have been around for centuries, and will continue to appear for years to come. Just remember, not only do you want them to appear when you're looking at them, but also make sure you say your wish so it can give you some fortune. Thank you for watching, brought to you by Conscious Identity. Kindly subscribe and get directly notified whenever we release a new life-changing video. Also click our website link in the description to learn more. Stay blessed.